Hello, and thank you for clicking on the video. I'm so excited to share my story with you and hopefully answer a lot of your questions of where I started. Am I self-taught? Do I have a degree? What things have I worked on? And I feel like the best way to start this my story out is to show you guys my reel. So enjoy my reel. Now that you guys have kind of seen the stuff I've worked on and some of the things I've done, I feel like it's important to tell you where I came from and where I began. So for me, starting in visual effects started from a very young age. I was always making my own comic books, my own animations, and creating my own little videos. So from a very young age, I constantly was trying to learn how to do these things. And even so desperate to make visual effects, I would export frames out of iMovie and into Photoshop and paint frame by frame my effects and re-import those into iMovie as individual images and play back as an animation. Then I learned After Effects and learned that I could bring a video file in and just do the effects there. So a bit of kind of a cool revelation to have instead of exporting every frame out. And to show you guys kind of where I began, I want to show you a little bit of my work as a young artist. So this is some of my amazing compositing abilities at a young age in high school, learning how to do Cinema 4D and After Effects and all this fun stuff. So you can see I was constantly trying to learn the visual effects stuff. So anyway, that's just really fun to show you guys kind of my humble beginnings as an artist. And now it's fun to show you guys maybe a comparison. So this is more recently kind of stuff that I've been able to do. So that's just some concept art. And it's definitely been a learning and growing process, but for me, it's been a very enjoyable one. So all through high school, I was doing visual effects. I entered some contests, one for doing music videos. I would shoot, direct, do all that stuff. And I loved it. I was constantly passionate about it. I always knew what I was going to do when I became older and kind of pursued a career. So a lot of what I am is self-taught from the younger ages. I then was able to get a job with a business, and I had some amazing mentors that taught me how to light, how to shoot, and even how to do some motion graphics and visual effects. There was someone there that also knew. And so it was really great to have this mentorship. And while I was working there at this company, I was trying to go to school because I was constantly told, you need to have a degree. That's how you get a job. So while I was working in a career job, I was going to school, paying for school on my own. And I thought school would be where I become a visual effects artist. This is where I'll learn from these professors. They must know how to do visual effects. They're teaching it. They understand it. And unfortunately, in my education experience, that was not the case. My professors didn't understand the software, the latest techniques, or anything like that. And I was paying these professors to teach me, but I, in fact, was teaching them. I had professors ask me to stay after and show them some of the things I was doing. So that was a very interesting thing to realize, that I was paying my teachers while I was teaching them. And for me, school was not a good investment of time or money. And I actually had a professor say, you know, you may just want to drop out. This is probably not a good investment for you. So that was one of the wisest things that he told me, and I respect him for that. And I did drop out. So halfway through the semester, I dropped out of college, never finished my degree, and was completely self-taught, and then would pretty much have mentors teach me stuff, people that were that I respected in the industry and that could show me the ropes. So from that process, I would learn and grow, and I was at this company for probably 3 to 4 years. I decided that I wanted to do freelance. I wanted to try something new. And during my freelance experience, I was able to work with some of the largest YouTubers and work on their videos, visual effects. And then that turned into me being able to shoot for some car commercials as a camera drone, or as a drone pilot's cameraman. So I worked on Mazda, Mercedes, Subaru, and I worked on Animal Planet stuff. I also had the opportunity to work on a Imagine Dragons music video, a Breaking Benjamin music video, and a movie with Robert Duvall. So for my freelance experience for 3 or 4 years, I was able to work on features, music videos, commercials, and much more. And I felt like that definitely helped me grow as an artist. And near the end of my freelancing life for a bit, things where I was getting over busy. I was getting so busy just because I was trying to pump out really good work, and I had a really good network of people I was working with at the time. The reason why I left freelance is I saw a new opportunity, which is where I currently work, which is at The Void, and I've been there 2 years. So The Void is a location-based virtual reality experience, and we create a VR environment that is mapped onto a physical stage. So everything you see, you can touch, feel, smell, all that fun stuff. And we at The Void have been able to work with Sony on Ghostbuster stuff, ILMX Lab, we work with ILMX Lab, Lucasfilms, and Disney Animation. So I've worked on Star Wars IP, Wreck-It Ralph IP with Disney Animation Studios, and many more other really cool IPs. But that was definitely a childhood dream, is to be able to work on Star Wars stuff and work with Disney and Ghostbusters. Just complete like dream come trues for me. Childhood dreams that I had. So one of the coolest moments I had was I was able to see some of my work in downtown Disney. So this is when I came around the corner and I saw The Void and I saw some of my artwork hanging up right there. That was one of the coolest moments for me. Definitely a huge life goal check, I guess you could say, and just really felt humble that finally I was able to have some work, Star Wars work that I worked on, and it was in the Disney world. There's some other artwork I worked on and CG renderings that are in Disney Animation Studio. And just recently we were at Disney World and I saw more of my posters and artwork hanging up in a bus. The buses that take you to the parks. So really cool opportunities. Our work's been featured at TED Talks and just recently in Rolling Stone magazine, some of my artwork and stuff I worked on was there. So I've had lots of really cool opportunities being able to work on some of these larger IPs and fulfill a lot of childhood dreams because I had the skills to be able to do these types of things. And I now want to start passing on a lot of these opportunities for some of you aspiring artists, and some of you artists that maybe are working in the industry, but you're not able to work on some of these projects. And I feel like artists, we need to be working something we're passionate about. And so that's why I like to pass on my knowledge, is so that you can have the skills to be able to work on those things. I think that's awesome. And I've always been passionate about teaching, educating. I am someone that doesn't really hold any secrets of techniques or anything like that. I try to give those things away for as much as I can. I do free content on YouTube, live streams, and I've also had some larger opportunities like presenting at NAB in Las Vegas for Boris FX. I've presented for Maxon at the Cinema 40 Roadshow, and in Vancouver, I presented at SIGGRAPH 2018 for Maxon, which was awesome, meeting other artists and being able to help artists grow and become better at what they do. So I've always been very passionate and love the industry of visual effects. That's how I started. I would say I'm self-taught / mentored. Those are the two things. And I feel like now more than ever is the best time to be able to learn how to get into visual effects. There's so much good content, good courses, good educators out there in visual effects now, that a lot of these young artists have the opportunity to grow and do a lot more and be good at a lot more things. And that's why I've created this course. For me, this course, the one that's coming out December 13th, mark it on your calendars. The VFX Crash Course is that course, the course that I've always wanted, and the course that I wish I had when I was younger. So in the next 3 days, I'm going to be giving you guys my 3 secrets or tips or tricks in compositing, things that really changed the way I composited and solved a lot of problems that I had in some of my other techniques. So tomorrow, look for the secret number 1 in your email. Make sure you watch that video. It's going to be really good, have some really cool stuff in there. And then after that will be secret 2, 3, and then we will have the live free webinar. Make sure you save your seat, because we've already almost filled up 500 seats for the webinar. So make sure you're signing up for that. And we will see you guys tomorrow in the next video. So take care, and we'll see you then.